don't have it?
So are we ready for Punta Rock? Leader Adam? Oh my God. Hey, Chocolate! To the stage, man, boy. All right.
There's a rhythm played in Central America, across the country of Belize. It's called the punta, and its heartbeat is the garifuna drum. Let the rhythm take a hold of you. It will call you to your feet. It will call you to your roots.
Yurume is the Garifuna name for the island of St. Vincent in the Caribbean. The place that is credited for the origin of Garifuna culture, where Africans intermarried with native Caribs and Arawaks, giving rise to this new hybrid ethnic group that we know today as Garifuna.
It has been over 200 years since our exile from St. Vincent after that land war, that final land war that resulted in our expulsion. And somehow we have managed to survive as an identifiable group of people.
This is the story of a very resilient people. Music has been the lifeblood, really, because without the music, our entire cosmology would have been destroyed. Our intimate connections to each other would have also vanished. So music has held us together.
The music really started to take off in 1986. 87, we have that, they gave a parade and we were all over the city, and when everybody said that Song and Pop is in the city, the whole of the music come on.
Come Soup was the song. You could play that all night. And it was everywhere, in the clubs, everywhere. On the street, even when they did their marches, it was there. And then Watch the Dance that goes with it.
I can recall that some of my most intimate Punta Rock moments were at the Lumber Yard here in Belize City. I mean, I can remember that wooden floor just vibrating with the crowd that was there. Just, if you couldn't even keep the timing of the Punta Rock music, if you were in the crowd, you couldn't help but be with the music.
And that was the only place where you could go and actually dance with somebody and have crotch to contact, crotch to pelvis contact, right? And that's an important part of the Punta thing. That really is of mainstreaming Punta in Belize City, I can tell you, because then everybody Punta, we had no idea what it was.
The sexy nature of Punta, the movements are very suggestive, signifying the flirtation between man and woman. And when it crossed over from the Garifuna community into the wider community, when Punta Rock came into existence.
In those days, why Punta Rock was such a tremendous success, I think, was that because it was inclusive. And you can hear like from songs like Belize Gone Punta, it was like telling everybody Punta, it was very, very inclusive.
gone punta aya. Everybody punta. Belize gone punta. Touchdown punta ila.
We knew that there were these songs and there were songs operated, and I don't even recall if we knew it was Punta Rock at that time. It was just these brothers from Danguiga, and they were rocking and they were jamming. And
it was exciting. It was extremely exciting for me. And I was proud of it, even though, like I said, I grew up in the culture, the Creole culture that would look down on the Garifuna culture.
But it didn't happen overnight, this Punta Rock phenomenon. For decades, Belizean artists struggled to find their voice.
The bands in the United States, the Belizean bands like Dells and The Sensation and The Web, which I played with, we played a lot of American-based music, but we mixed that a lot with the Jamaican, the reggae. Reggae was very, very prevalent in any band in the States that came out of Belize, originated in Belize. Reggae and calypso or soca.
it would seem to me like more, things that people were hearing, James Brown, it would be the Belize American experience that brought that whole James Brown and that soul music vibes to Belize.
The media wouldn't play local music except Lord Rayburn's and professionals.
It was really and truly being controlled, and I think it had a big effect.
For us in the States, those Belizean roots were copies from the West Indies until Punta Rock, where now the Belizean bands in the States are playing Punta Rock, and that identifies directly with Belize.
I think Lord Rayburn was one of the men who first started singing original songs and recording in Belize.
Early in the morning till late in the evening, everybody jamming, Belizean celebrating. If you know your heartbeat, you can't jump to this beat. The pump, then the pump, pump it up, then the pump, 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 pump it up, then the pump, then the pump, pump it up, then the pump, 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 pump it up.
If I remember correctly, his drummer at the time was Bob. Even Bob's inclusion in the Lord Rayburn combo for us was significant. It was almost as if Bob had arrived, so to speak, to garner that level of acceptance into what was arguably Belize's most recognized popular music band of that era.
When I came up with Kumagarogo Water, the article was written in the manner that said that Rayburn ruled the city. But you know what they never said? No? Who started that revolution? Who has incorporated the African drums?
And to go further, to incorporate a Garifuna rhythm into one of their songs. For me, it sounded like validation.
Actually, in Belize, we call it Garifuna drums. But all the drums, whether it comes from Cuba or African drums, and I have incorporated that into a music to propel a group of black people like myself.
Punta nace en Honduras, llega, los mismos garífunas que llegaron a Honduras vienen a Belice, Guatemala y Nicaragua. ¿Okay? Dice, dentro hermano Pen, dice, toma una palabra, vamos a hacer Punta Rock.
This thing, for me, it was an inner band that just comes like that. And thank God, He's the one who built this thing in me. With a little bit of inheritance from my ancestors.
First I started from playing drums, Garifuna drums. Primera y segunda. The big drum, we call it segunda. And the lead drum, which is the small one, we call it primera. And I used to play both drums. If I don't have nobody to play segunda, I play the both of them.
I was barely 20 when I came back from Nicaragua. And I liked what I was hearing coming from Ben Cayetano and the Turtle Shell Band. I was a fan.
When Ben started the Punta Rock music here, when he really started add guitar to it, you know, he attract a lot of people. Because it was something totally different. Because before, we played segunda, primera, and maracas. The only the three things we used before. Shaka, segunda, and primera. And you see everybody, they pump up. But after he come in that guitar, it start to rap.
So the speed of the punta beat, I raised it fast forward a little bit. And that was called the high-speed punta. The Garifuna people used to be a kind of people there. Certain age, you got to join the adults, and then before that, you got to wait until that time before you join up. And that was a big separation between the youths and the elderly people at that time. So right between there comes this Punta Rock to bridge it together.
What I witnessed was the symptom of what should I say? It was a reaction to the situation that we found ourselves in, where we find Garifuna people who absolutely refused to speak our language under any circumstance, people who would not be associated with our spirituality in any way, shape, or form, who refused to identify with our music and did everything to appear as though they were not from our community. And to me, that was a tragic reaction to the oppression that we were faced with.
As the music grew in popularity, Garifuna artists became advocates for their culture.
The Punta Rock started, the people, the youth, them come together. The songs that we sing was in English and in Garifuna. So the message could have been double.
So that there was no more need to try and hammer in a message, because it had taken on a life of its own. As a matter of fact, it went way beyond what we were hoping to accomplish. Punta Rebel was a phase, a very essential phase in the evolution of Garifuna music. They were giving people exactly what they wanted. Hence, they were hugely popular. When I took them to St. Kitts, they were very instrumental in making me connect with my audience. As a matter of fact, I'd even venture to say that Kittitians will remember Punta Rebels and they won't remember Andy Palacio.
Well, I started out as a Punta Rock artist on this guy, Titiman Flores. He got a group named Titiman and the Punta Rockers. I started off with Titiman in 1994. And there I stopped from Titiman in 95 and I joined Sound City Band, that's Chico Ramos' band. And from there we stopped from Chico Ramos and we formed Punta Rebels. And that was a band with a lot of energy. We performed with a lot of energy, jumping up on the stage, doing a lot of things. Travel in the US, Caribbean, Mexico, Guatemala.
And I said, whoa, you know, this song's like deja vu all over from Songs Incorporated. Everybody can identify with what you guys have here. But it was a little bit more fast-paced.
Me not Miami, I da fat than quicker. But now I live at Chicago and I know they're far for Concord. You know, the real Punta Rock, because I know easy. I the original Miami. Kong soup, white tomato, no white bouillie.
Egbert Manuel Martinez set me. I've never seen a guy like that. That guy like Teddy Pendergrass meets Elvis Presley. You can't even dance because you're so afraid that something will explode.
Look how they whine. Look how they whine. Look how they whine. Look how they whine. Do the Punta Rock. Do the Punta Rock. Do the Punta Rock. Do the Punta Rock. Look how they whine. Look how they whine. Look how they whine. Look how they whine. Do the Punta Rock. Do the Punta Rock. Do the Punta Rock. Do the Punta Rock. Brother and sister.
He was awesome. So to me, he's a success. He's an avatar. He's a shaman. He's everything.
As big as Punta Rebels was, it was difficult for me to fulfill most of the things that I wanted to fulfill. Splitting from Punta Rebels was one of those moves that was very difficult for me to make. But a time came in my life when I got more mature.
In the 80s, everybody was sure that Punta Rock was it, that we were going international based on Punta Rock. But a lot of people were saying that didn't know anything about music. They just knew instinctually that it was that good, or that it made them dance, or that it had dance floors across Belize vibrating, right? Like it had us levitating, right? It levitated our culture. Well, yeah, but the world didn't want it.
I lead on la le de veillot, le oui dans la fortune hâté. I lead on la le de veillot, le oui dans la fortune hâté. I lead on la le de veillot, you don't know where I'm going, lead on no banking, baba. I lead Yutunuguye amuga lidon lubengi baba. Ganye nuguye me haba misano wuri tuni buganya. Roga nuguye me tuni nuwalu gumania. Oh, little la yatina uba oh, oh, little la yatina uba oh.
Long before Punta Rock, Garifuna musicians played paranda, a folksy kind of blues. For the past few years, artists such as Aurelio Martinez, Andy Palacio, and Paul Nabor have led a revival in paranda music.
But when I was young, I didn't get this effort that I'm getting now. And when I'm 64, that's the first trip I made, 64. Now I'm 78. I still feel myself that the good Lord will give me strength to go a little more.
My grandfather, I believe he was a songwriter, but nobody really didn't care about him because every time he go out to sing songs to people to learn, they never listened to him because he was always drunk. So the day when my grandfather died, they called me to do a meditation song for him. And I said, but which song will I sing for my grandfather? I want to sing a good song. That's what I said, right? So I went to this lady in Hopkins, her name is Bernie. I went to her house and I asked her to help me out with a song. She said, okay. Then she said, oh, your grandfather had a song. It goes like this. Wawargali nula dega buluya botito. Debetigala sua magere ube no machino. Na ya wahaye bela dega we alferile.
La parranda viene, cuando se empieza a armonizar la música garífuna, lo que pasa es que es parranda.
You could relax and sing paranda until everybody catch cold see. It's like a black man's soul.
Everybody seemed to be comfortable just pigeonholing Garifuna music as being Punta Rock music, and that there was nothing else, you know. And then Punta Rock came from Punta, which is the more traditional version, and that was it.
Can you feel it?
What Watina does is it takes Garifuna roots music forward, and it does that parallel to the Punta Rock movement. Punta Rock is a strictly dancehall phenomenon, you know. It's for the dance floor. And this music on Watina is different. It's more for the soul than for the mind.
What we have attempted to do is to dispel the notion that Garifuna music is limited to what was defined as Punta Rock and became hugely popular within our region and in diasporic communities coming from our region. This fiercely aggressive, hip-shaking, electric sound. I think it is another stage in the evolution of Garifuna music. Punta Rock was a phase.
My father played the harmonica and the acoustic guitar, and he loved to sing. I remember him leaving his harmonica at home sometimes when he would be away on his trip on the sea or in the woods. And I would steal his harmonica and I taught myself to play. That was my first instrument, my dad's harmonica.
And I guess some of you have heard the CD by now. It's been getting some airplay. And of course, you're part of history in the making because this is the first Belizean CD ever to make it to the world music charts. Thank you very much. We're going to play the title song of that CD for you this evening. That's our next track. It's called Watina.
In Belize, music has played a huge beneficial role in the acceptance of Garifuna culture in the mainstream. Punta Rock started all that. But now it's not just at that grassroots club level with Punta Rock, but it's also at a very intellectual level. Garifuna music is at the forefront. And I mean, I just wish more Belizeans would see a show like last night, you know, to understand the importance of this.
Right, that's all we come from Belize, just gonna rock it up in the air. Mash up the spot.
We're a part of history. We're writing history. Biggest tour from Belize ever.
Where's that
ever.
Buenos días. ¿Dónde vamos? A todas partes. Usted es músico, tiene que ir al ándalo. Muy bien. Ya debe salir yo la
The 2007 Womex Breeze goes to Belize, to Ivan Duran of Stone Tree Records, and to Andy Palacio. Please make some noise.
I accept this award on behalf of my fellow artists from all over the world, particularly the CARICOM and Central American regions, with the hope that it will serve to reinforce those sentiments that fuel cultures of resistance and pride in one's own.
Let me say, yeah, yeah! I like that.
That sense of pride, it's there, no doubt. And everybody, from the prime minister down to the worker in the street, they have this sense that, you know, something important is happening. And nobody wants to be left out. Everybody wants to be a part of it.
Are you with me?
Are you with me? Belize. Thanks for the love. Wow.
I feel good about it, and I'm also proud that I'm on the stage showing myself as a Garifuna woman.
Now when November 19 comes, more non-Garifunas are going to celebrate the Eid Hodot on the 19th. And I think Garifunas need to understand that this is not a bad thing. It's not an invasion, or is it that your culture is going to be diluted, but that we are ensuring that we can coexist together with some sense of mutual respect and harmony. I can love your songs even though I don't know what they're saying, because the music speaks to me deep down in my soul.
What, you know, everybody knows that song, and everybody has either seen the video or heard the song. There's something about the album that may indeed bypass all this identity mirroring that we do across the spectrum in Belize.
I'm on my way home to Barranco. La Nugunina. Naguara yore mumawe Naguara yore muhei Naguara Naguara yore mumau Naguara yore mumawe Naguara yore muhei Naguara Naguara yore mumau.
Since we share this global village, I believe that we should be prepared to give away what we have.
You know, the mission is to show the world that Garifuna culture is a vibrant culture with some very touching music that deserves to be heard. And to me, that's the ultimate goal. And I learn that every day. And I feel so proud to be a part of that.
It's about the past, the present, and the future. I think even the styles of music can be put into these three broad areas. That which has been handed down to us, that which we are currently experimenting with, and the direction in which we're heading.
sa anyega wabute amunyega Kaba funa sa ayanu hagari funa numa amunyega Kaba funa sa aruma hanuma o amunyega Kaba funa sa adugraha wa o amunyega Julu halida lula reida ho Julu halida lula rufuda ho Julu halida lula reida ho Pedi wanyali e kumukubaye Kaba funasa anyega wabote he amunyega Kaba funasa ayanu hagari funa numa amunyega Kaba funasa aruma hanuma o amunyega Kaba funasa adugra hawa o amunyega Agenda guatia wayunago Luha bagarido Kegari nago Wakia mesa